I've been spending a lot of time in my kitchen this week, alone. I'm really starting to miss people, so I thought, why not have a virtual party inviting my friends and my fan? I know you're out there somewhere, darling. Oh, hello. I was just remembering where it all began. Welcome to Stir Crazy, the cooking show for shut-ins. Like you. I'm beloved local drag queen Elsa. I am the host and creator of Stir Crazy, the cooking show for shut-ins, and I began this show over a year ago at the very start of the pandemic, quarantining and self-isolation and all of that, as a way to keep myself busy and entertained during a very frightening time, and also just a way to interact with my friends and fan. Hello, I know you're out there somewhere, fan. To interact with them from a distance, from the safety of my kitchen. The big gag of it all, darlings, is I'm not really a very good cook. I can make a few things. Most of them, as regular viewers know, involve garbanzo beans or chickpeas, call them what you like. I've made hummus, the recipe that started it all. Garbanzo beans based cookie dough. Garbanzo beans based vegan tuna salad. I'm a vegan, darlings. I've made a garbanzo beans based deviled egg. So tonight I thought I would show you one of my favorite warm weather summertime dinners for one. One of my specialties, darlings. Dinner for one. An artichoke. Yes, darlings, both of my parents are from the San Francisco Bay Area, and although I wasn't raised here, growing up we would often come to San Francisco or San Jose or other nearby towns for family get-togethers and holidays, and those relatives often prepared artichokes. It was a very Bay Area thing, and I grew up loving them and associating them with special occasions and good times. I just love artichokes. During the summer, every Thursday, there's a marvelous little farmer's market near my house, the Mission Community Market. If you are near the Mission on Thursdays, stop in. Maybe you'll see me there. And on a warm Thursday, there's nothing I like better than going to the farmer's market and picking up an artichoke to make for a nice warm weather dinner for one. I'll make an artichoke, prepare a simple salad, and then maybe have a nice martini and maybe a couple glasses of Cabernet. Health, 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 darlings. The first step in preparing Elsa Touche's artichoke dinner for one is selecting the perfect artichoke. And there are a couple of things to look out for, darlings. The first is you want to look for an artichoke that is relatively closed, that hasn't opened the blossom too much. And you want to find an artichoke that has some weight, that feels somewhat dense, so it's got some moisture to it. Another thing to look for is that if you rub it together or squeeze it with your fingers, you'll hear the leaves squeaking a little bit. There should be some squeaking that happens when the leaves rub against each other, darlings. And also, an artichoke has a nice grassy smell that you'll want to look for as well. You may notice some discolored bits, some purple bits on your artichoke. That is more than fine. Sometimes some frost gets to them, and that's totally fine. Doesn't affect the taste at all, darlings. And some artichokes are naturally, they have more purple in them. It's just a variation, nothing to worry about. I really do love an artichoke as a great dinner for one recipe, though it's hardly dinner for one if you're here with me, darlings. Thank you. Now, there are lots of ways to prepare an artichoke. I'm going to show you how I learned to do it, and I think it's simply marvelous. You can bake or broil or boil an artichoke, but I think the best way to prepare them for a summer dinner for one is to steam it, darling, and I'm going to show you what you need. You need an artichoke. You need some fresh lemon juice. You know I like fresh lemons, never the little plastic squeezy things. You need a clove of garlic, darling, and you need maybe two, and you need a bay leaf. I have some bay leaves here. You're also going to need something to dip your artichoke leaves in, and we'll get to that in a second. The first step, darlings, is to cut off the top of the artichoke, the little pointies there. You'll need a good sharp knife for this. A serrated knife, if you have a good one, will work as well. Then you can take some kitchen scissors and cut the thorns off the leaves that still have them, if you want. Never eat the thorns, but they're not going to do you any harm if you want to leave them on and skip the cutting the thorns step, darling. Also, you can remove these little baby leaves from the bottom like that, and trim the stem down to about 1 inch. Oh, you're still here. Now I'm going to put a little bit of water in the bottom of a pot, and then into the pot I'm going to put a clove of garlic, a nice big slice of lemon, and my bay leaf. Then I'll put my steaming basket into the pot and put the artichoke on top of that. Make sure no water's coming through the bottom of your steaming basket, darling. Get the water boiling and then place your artichoke in the steamer. Cover, and you're going to let it cook for probably a little bit more than 30 minutes, but 30 minutes is a good place to start. Let it cook for 30 minutes and then see if you can remove one of these outer leaves easily from the artichoke. As soon as you can do that, the artichoke is done cooking. So give it 30 minutes and then check every couple of minutes after that. So now while your artichoke is steaming, darling, you have about half an hour to fill. That's enough time to mix yourself a smart cocktail. Here's to dinner for one. And it's also enough time to mix up a little dipping sauce for your artichoke leaves. Now, when I was growing up, the standard was melted butter or mayonnaise. I do not eat mayonnaise or butter, so I mix up a little vegan aioli, darling. I use this Wildwood vegan mayonnaise substitute as a base. I squeeze in some juice from the rest of the lemon I sliced for the artichoke aromatics. Some salt and pepper to taste. And then I like to add a dash or two of some things from my spice rack. Go ahead and have fun with this, darling. I'm going to add a little bit of cumin or cumin. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, darling, but I do love it. And I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric. I'm not sure how to pronounce this either, but I read somewhere it was good for me, so I like to put a little bit in everything. So I've got this lovely little aioli made with the mayonnaise substitute and lemon juice, and then salt and pepper and some spices. You can really mix and match here, have fun, go your own way, darlings. You could just use salad dressing, I guess. You have to wait a bit for the artichoke to cool down, so why not mix yourself another cocktail? Happy dinner for one. All right, so you have your artichoke now. You can eat this cold. I like it warm still. And then it occurs to me that some of you who have not experienced artichokes maybe don't know how to eat them, especially if you're not in California. So I'll show you how I do it. You take the leaf. Look how this leaf is just coming nicely off the artichoke like that. That's what you want. And then you dip the bottom of the leaf in your aioli, or whatever you have there, darling. And then you scrape the leaf through your teeth, scraping off the soft under part of the leaf. And then you just keep doing that, darling. It's like eating a flower. It is kind of eating a flower, I think. And it's so fun and delicious and a nice way to have a special meal for yourself. And darling, then you just keep eating the leaves of this artichoke blossom down. When you get to the center, you'll find a spiny center called the choke. And you don't eat that, darlings. It will choke you, hence the name. What you can do is spoon or scrape the choke out, leaving the tender artichoke heart which many people think of as their favorite part of the artichoke. Not me, I like the whole thing. If you don't know how to remove the choke and access the artichoke heart, Google it. I love you, but I'm 2 cocktails in and I'm ready to sit down and enjoy my dinner. Thank you so much for joining me for this edition of Stir Crazy, the cooking show for shut-ins like you. I am Elsa Douche, and I'm dining alone until we meet again. Bye-bye!